Alright gamers, welcome back. Star Wars The Old Republic episode 30. We are back. It's been a while since we played some SWTOR, but I have an hour until I have to go to the airport and pick my sister up. She gets home very late tonight and I'm pretty tired, I'm not gonna lie. I needed something to do for the next hour to kind of keep me up until midnight to where I can go pick her up from the airport. So I was like, you know what, let's record a video. So let's jump in there, shall we? It probably won't be a full hour tonight, judging on the time that I actually get this episode started. It's about 11 p.m. So I mean, maybe we'll get 58 minutes or so, but I will have to go for, like I said, a trip to the airport. But yeah, let's get back into it, shall we? Seems like there was a content update since we last played. The Legacy of the Sith story continues. Dangerous fringe groups rise in the dark corners of the galaxy, and Darth Malgus pursues an unknown plan. Unravel these mysteries and more as your choices continue to shape the galaxy. Track your story progress in the Eras window, level 80. Subscriber since Legacy of the Sith. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what all that means, but I guess this is what I'm working on right now, the Sith Inquisitor's journey, right? The Sith Empire's history is written in scheming, politics, and dark secrets. No one understands this better than the Sith Inquisitor, often considered the architects of the Empire's future. The most formidable Inquisitors understand the importance of gathering power for themselves and for the Empire by any means necessary, whether it's exploring unorthodox practices, investigating the enigmas of the past, or exploiting enemies, as well as allies. Bail Umbra, us, a former slave with a surprisingly powerful connection to the Force, is summoned to Korriban for the chance to learn such secrets under a powerful master. But the grueling trials and cutthroat competition soon reveal that a Sith's motivations are not so easily understood. That's us, baby. Okay. Andronicus, my man. So, we were still working on some side quests here on Tatooine. We have completed the MSQ, but we still had these side quests to do. I needed to go back to my ship's hangar to finish up the last of the things on Tatooine, but I do want to finish up the side quests here, so let's spend some time doing that. We'll head back to Vilos, Commander Vilos. I believe he's upstairs right there, right? Nope. That's Lord Vajar. There he is. Vilos.
Ah, I'm glad you came back. When my men brought me that shaman, it looks like she put up quite a fight.
Any results?
What have your scientists learned?
The Sith will be relieved. It seems the Force is too complex for such a simple species to master.
That's right.
Thanks to
manipulation,
you, we
baby.
can proceed with our colonization of Tatooine without delay.
Nice. 3,500 credits, 21, call it 22,000 experience, 50 dark side points, 50 influence with Chem.
Seeing elevated activity in exchange comms. We need to find out what they're up to.
Let's head to the Mos Ila speeder out here. I do need to do the heroic missions on Tatooine, but the gear would be nice. The gear would be nice. We're taking a speeder to the Varath outpost, I believe, for trespassing. Yep.
Is confirmed.
And then I need to go in there. Defeat Republic archaeologists. It's crazy that this entire area is gray and we don't have quests there, so I'm assuming there actually would be some quests out here. I've enjoyed our time on Tatooine, though. Very cool planet. You know it, very well from the movies. I did recently watch Rogue One. I'm trying to have a Star Wars marathon because I rewatched 1 through 6, and yeah, they're just such great movies. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna kind of dip into the some of the newer movies, which I'm not crazy about because Disney kind of sucks with when they got their hands on the IP, if I'm being honest. But I gave them a chance. A girl that I'm talking to really liked Rogue One, and I was like, you know what, we can watch it together. So we watched it. It wasn't the worst movie. It does explain the story of the Death Star and why it has that that vulnerability, that weakness point to it, as well as like it kind of goes into the person that helped design the Death Star, and it was a cool watch. I did enjoy it, but then I showed her the Solo movie, which is like one of the only new Star Wars movies that I've liked. And dude, I rewatching the Han Solo movie, it fucking hit, man. That's a good one. That's the one new Disney, and I think Disney made that. I'm not sure. I know it was after Disney had bought the rights for Star Wars, but I don't know who exactly made it, what team was behind it, but I did really like that Han Solo movie. But yeah, after rewatching the Solo movie and watching Rogue One with that girl, I've decided I'm gonna go back, rewatch 1 through 6, watch all of the extended universe stuff that's out there, the Maul show, the Obi-Wan show. I'm gonna watch the Clone Wars animated show because I watched a little bit of that when I was a kid, while we're playing SwiftTor, because this is all of this kind of combines together and builds this massive world. And as I get older, man, Star Wars was one of these things that I loved when I was a kid. I thought it was so fucking cool. And then as I got older, it kind of faded a little bit for me because of the people that got their hands on the IP and what they did to it. But now I've kind of come full circle on it again, where I'm just like, dude, it is actually so sick. One of my buddies, Marshall, he said something that, like, it stuck with me because in a way he's kind of right, but also I like disagree. He was like, Star Wars is for babies, and I was like, I mean, like, kind of, but at the same time, don't yuck my yum, man. You know what I mean? Like, Ensign Rosha. And some of the new Star Wars stuff, I will agree, is for babies, but the overall, like, premise and lore with Star Wars is so fucking cool, man. I'm sorry. It is. I grew up with it. I'll always think it's cool. It'll always be something that I have like a soft spot for, a IP that I just genuinely love. I think the idea of it is really cool. The Force, the light side, the dark side, what it means to be a Jedi Knight. I'm regrowing out my my Padawan braid. Let me see if I can pull it out of my hair here. You guys see it right there? Get this hair out of the way. I'm gonna be cutting my hair soon. I've got this long hair. I regrew out my hair just to grow my braid out again. And I'm going to cut it short for the summer, and my braid will be a lot more standoutish. I had a braid that got pretty long for a while. My ex used to braid it for me, but then I was applying for a job, and I wound up cutting it just to look more professional, and I kind of regret that, and I want to regrow it, so... The idea of a Padawan braid is really cool to me. It symbolizes growth. It symbolizes achievement, things that you get done in your life. And I'm at a point in my life where that could mean a lot to me. I have a lot that I want to achieve. I have a lot of goals that I want to take on and conquer. And the Padawan braid is something that I could use as like a symbol for that. Like, I'll be going back to school soon for electrical work. And that's something that, like, as I progress through that, I can add some, different beads and bands to my braid to kind of symbolize that. Or, I'm on a fitness journey and I'm on weight gain journeys, and I'm trying to take these, like, fighting classes and all these different things. I'm in rock climbing now, like, all these different things that I can just kind of, like, add to the braid and feel like an achievement for myself. So I think that's really, really cool. But anyways, let's see what
and I thought they weren't taking my reports
this
seriously.
ensign has to say.
But here they are, sending me a Sith Lord to handle the problem. I guess the exchange spying on us really gets High Command's regulation briefs in a twist, huh?
Nobody sent me.
You must have the wrong person.
Then you weren't sent by High Command? I requested advanced operatives who could perform targeted strikes against exchange spies in public locations. They're using satellite uplinks to get into our databases. Advanced stuff for them. We're guessing the Republic or someone is backing them. We need to get the codes they're using, sabotage their connections, and find out who they're forwarding the intel to.
I'll deal with this.
Let's get it done.
You'll need to get the codes for the uplink towers from their people on site.
Of course.
Then use them to sabotage the links. Best case scenario, you also plant this tracer, so our techs can track who the information is being fed to. Thanks for helping us out.
Okay, we need to obtain the Red Cliff access codes. We have the Republic specialists out here. I don't think these count. Yeah, I think those are the archaeologists. I don't think these count as archaeologists. But I do have a bonus quest to just kill 18 of these guys. Andronicus, heal me, brother. Attaboy. Spring Abundance Festival ribbon? What the hell is that? Where did that go? Currency, maybe? Yes. A reward token that can be exchanged for goods during the Spring Abundance Festival. Okay, so I guess that's going on right now. I also have 105 cartel coins somehow. I don't know how I got those, but I don't think it's enough to really buy anything. But maybe. We'll see. Yeah, I wasn't a giant fan of Andronicus until we found out Steve Blum does his voice acting. And if you don't know Steve Blum, he plays Mugen in Samurai Champloo. He plays Spike Spiegel in Cowboy Bebop, two of my favorite animes of all time. And I didn't know when we first met him that he was going to become a companion of ours. But after learning that it was Steve Blum's voice, I'm a big fan now. I really like Andronicus. I think at this point we've fully unlocked him as far as like a companion, because when you first get him, it's not very clear that he's a companion. It feels like he's a temporary companion. But I think at this point we have him like completely unlocked now, which is really nice. That's so cool, man. I love having those little like environmental items that you can just interact with and blow people up. Obtain the Scrap Bridge access code from Exchange Tech Runners.
Not your time yet.
Obtain the Overlook access code from Exchange Engineers. Ah, they're up top, aren't they? One thing that I've definitely recognized from playing SWTOR more and more is I do think it's honestly one of the best MMOs on the market. I don't think it gets enough praise. I don't think enough people will give it a fair shot. And I think it's one of the best MMOs out there. It's the only MMO that really pulls you in with its story. It has a unique experience that makes you feel like your character is like this standalone thing in the world, which is really nice. And I know a lot of people talk about MMOs and they're like, I just want to be like this normal adventurer out in the world making a name for myself. And like, you kind of get that in SWTOR, but you are a either a Sith or a Jedi kind of, or like a bounty hunter or a smuggler or whatever, making your story, and your actions have weight. Your choices matter, the things that you decide that you're going to do, how your character is going to be portrayed, how they respond to things. Are they nice? Are they money driven? Are they pure evil like this character is for us? It's just so unique, and there's really nothing else like it. It is a BioWare MMO, so it's like it's got that that classic charm to it of like your choices matter. It's going to completely change how certain aspects of the game are going to like play out, and I love that. I'm a huge fan of Classic WoW. As you guys know, we played all the way through Hardcore Iron Man Classic World of Warcraft, and we got to 60. We had a great time with it. We even had an idea of maybe making every class to 60.
Probably untrue, but at least they won't be able to use the same tricks. Thank you, my lord. According to the tracer you planted, it's Hutt's paying for information against us. High Command will have a lot to say about that. I hope this covers any expenses you may have incurred.
She's a little baddie. 3,500 credits, 21,000 experience. But yeah, Classic WoW is up there as one of the greats for me. But I always kind of had SWTOR a little further down. I don't know where, maybe 7, 10, somewhere in that range. But truly, it is up there in like the top 3 after playing through this with you guys on recording and getting another feel for it. I'm just like, dude, this is actually one of the best MMOs out on the market, man, truly. And more people need to give it a chance if they haven't. The combat, it's very fun. It's engaging, It's got the classic bop it play style of like button lights up, press it. I have a good bit of buttons here on this action bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and then those on the side there. So, there's like 30 buttons on my action bar right now. Do all of them need to be there? No. Not necessarily, but it does help, right? And that's a lot to do. I think it's important to have a good bit of buttons in an MMO. Classic WoW, not Classic WoW, modern retail WoW has this theory design of like not giving you more than like 10 buttons or whatever. I've played some MMOs that are like 8 buttons. That's all you need. And like, yeah, sure, you can simplify a lot of things into passives and into like one button can do this, and this. But at the same time, there's a lot of skill expression in having a lot of tools and knowing the correct moments to use those tools, right? I'm hardly ever using my Unbreakable Will, but the moments that I can recognize, okay, I do have this ability, and if I do get CC'd, I can pop this and break free. If I'm a good player, I'm going to do that within 1 second of me being CC'd. If I'm a bad player, it might take me 4 seconds into the CC, and then I realize, oh yeah, I can press this button and I can break free. Or if I'm a really bad player, I just forget I have this button altogether, right? But That right there alone is why it's important to have multiple buttons, and what that means is like it gives you expression as a player to show how good you are at your class, how much have you mastered your character, and I love that. I think that's so fucking cool. That's what we need. We need more of that, not less of that. More skill expression. Everyone shouldn't be on the same playing field, because that's not how it is. There are going to be some people that are better. There are going to be some people that are worse. It should be okay to be both, right? It should be okay to be the best player, and also you can still play the game if you're the worst player, right? But there needs to be a reason for you to want to get better, because improvement is fun. It's fun to strive to be better at whatever you're doing. If it's playing a game, if it's a hobby in real life, if it's, you know, your life at work, if it's your relationships, if it's you want to get good at chess, like it's just fun to improve, and it makes your time feel rewarding. It makes you want to play more, and I can't stand the idea of like taking that away and trying to make everyone feel like they're the best or everyone can be included, because that increases, you know, subscription numbers or whatever it is, right? Like it's so annoying. It's so fake. Like, what people really want is a sandbox to master their character, to get better, to improve, and to show those skills that, like, look, I've spent the time to master my class. I know what all of my abilities do. I know when to use them. I know what situations I should use them in. Like, right? That's really cool. Anyways, big long MMO rant over. I think we're going to Lieutenant Bering. Also, I think our archaeology skill is actually getting pretty decent. Next level, I do get this move, Creeping Terror. Paralyzes the target in fear, dealing 861 internal damage over 18 seconds and immobilizing them for 2 seconds. So it's a dot and a CC. Really cool. Really, really cool. We get our next choice at 51, where I can get an all area of effect is reduced by 60% for 15 seconds after mass mind control is activated. So this is more of like a passive talent point. Okay. I don't want to look too into that, because I like the surprise of when we level up, I get a new ability and I get to try and like figure out how to work it into our rotation, right? Because for the most part, we've got our rotation down packed as an Inquisitor. As an assassin, we are, you know, an Inquisitor, but we've spec'd towards assassin, just like Maul himself, or another Zabrakian Sith assassin. Sorry, I had to text the girl that I'm talking to back. All right.
Looking to upgrade your arsenal?
Sell my junk. Sell this stuff. Even though that was an upgrade, I don't really care.
Hunting.
Lieutenant Berrig,
Your dig site is clear.
what do you say?
Marvelous. I'll start gathering my team before
Your dig
any
site.
carrion eaters start taking root. The Reclamation Service owes you its esteemed gratitude.
Nice. 3,500 credits, 21,000 experience. I need to venture out. Oh, we have another quest here, actually. Officer Kreskin.
I don't advise traveling openly here.
I'm certain you're on business far above my clearance, my lord, but I wouldn't want you to risk yourself unnecessarily. The local exchange here are backed by someone with advanced stealth technology. They're using assassin droids to ambush our men.
What kind of technology?
By all means, continue.
This technology renders the droids invisible to the eye and to our instruments.
Cool.
You could be next to one and not know until it was too late. My science officer
Assassin
developed a way to
droids.
counteract the technology, if we could just get close enough to use it.
What's stopping you?
That doesn't seem overly complicated.
The droids have proven nearly impossible to fight while the stealth generator is working. To destroy them, you will have to disable their stealth generators with this visual descrambler. Any hidden droid should appear. Once they're dealt with, inspect the chassis to find the stealth transmitters. Our scientists will need to examine them.
Cool. They seem to be way back down here. Everything else here seems to be a heroic quest. I'm gonna venture out up here a little more. I don't know what's out here, but well, for one, I want to get it discovered for our map completion, but it could also hold some other quests. That's gonna hurt. Ooh, that hurt quite a bit. We could also have some other quests out here, but at the same time, like I said, I do want to well, for one, get the map completed for everywhere we go, but two, also, you know, do every quest that we can when we go to a planet or whatever. Alright, the wound. I want to read this.
Not your time yet.
Let me kill all these mobs real quick. Okay. The wound. In the middle of the Jund land wastes, the land is split by a deep chasm known only as the Wound. The bottom is impossible to see from the upper ridge, and the rim of the Wound is dotted with the camps of Sand People. The Sand People seem to revere the Wound and are occasionally seen casting the dead into its depths. Most people consider the Wound a natural formation, but some fringe geologists believe otherwise. They speculate the Wound was created during a violent orbital bombardment in ancient times. Their evidence is thin, however, and many wonder why anyone would bombard such a remote and desolate world. So maybe Tatooine had a lot to offer before. Maybe there was an advanced civilization here. We've already learned that the Sand People were actually once an intelligent race, and they seem to care. They take in other races and raise them as their own whenever one gets abandoned or something like that. So maybe there's more to Tatooine than we know. You think of it as just this giant dust ball, but maybe there's more to it than it seems. Wow, that is a big, deep ravine. Yeah, this is the Wound, I guess. Really, really cool. That's some shit that I would put in like a D&D world of mine or something, where it's like, I did actually have something like that in my custom built D&D world. I called it like the Scarred Wastes or something like that, where the premise was basically there was a magical war that had happened and it left the landscape like completely scarred. There was just this massive crater that ran through the area, and no life could really sustain there. Plants, nothing could really grow there. Okay, this is what seems like, yeah, Republic territory. They're gonna gun my ass down if I go in there. How do I hide my, can't remember what my, okay, Alt, that's what it is. I was like, how do I hide my minimap again, but... Remember, I think it was last time where the episode got a... Just messed that up. The episode before last, where we found that Datacron, is the first Datacron we'd found, and we've been to, I think, 4 or 5 planets at this point, so there might be more Datacrons, and that's something that I should be keeping an eye out for as we explore these worlds. They're basically just like raw stat increases, which is cool. I like stuff like that, and it promotes exploration. That's one thing that I really loved about old JRPGs, is they rewarded you for poking around, for exploring, for really seeing everything the game had to offer. If you went under a bridge and around this corner, there might be an extra room that would change the camera angle, and all of a sudden now you can see a chest back there, and inside that chest is a bracer that gives you +2 to your strength. And it's like, some people might have never found that, but because you took the time to go explore and look around and see what the game had to offer, you did. And I love stuff like that. So this game has a lot of that, and I really appreciate that. I love when games do that. And some of the other games that we've played, I've talked about how I hate, where I'm like, it looks like they want me to go over here. It feels like they're provoking me to be like, go check that out, go explore this. Yeah, we'll reward you. And then there's nothing there. And I'm like, man, this is such a missed opportunity. Even if it's like, here's 10 gold pieces, or here's a piece of white armor, or it's like, it's, you know, just something on a little carrot on the end of the stick, right? It's nice. I like stuff like that. I really do. Because I'm the kind of person, when it comes to playing games, it's like, I'm not trying to just steamroll through the content. Like, for some of the stuff that we do on YouTube, I am, because I'm trying to get to other games. I'm trying to play other things for the YouTube channel. But for the most part, I like to take my time, like, look at everything, read the lore, as you can see, read the codex entries, and kind of piece together what's going on in my mind and with you guys, and appreciate what the story is, what's being told here, the world building elements of it. I really love all that stuff. It really speaks to me. I'm not just trying to get to the end, get to the raids, you know, get the best gear, be the best player on the server. Like, I don't really care about that shit, if I'm being honest. What matters to me is the world building, the story being told, my journey through this world, like the memories that I'm gonna make and carry with me moving forward, and the experiences of like, man, I really appreciated when we did this and this happened and we said this to that guy, and then because we said this, he pulled his gun out and was gonna shoot us, but then someone charged in, and like all that stuff is just really, really cool to me. I love that stuff. So that's why we're, you know, kind of taking this time to go explore here. We could just go, you know, get off Tatooine right now, but even these like side quests, they all add to the world, add to the story of the Empire, add to the character that I'm building with this character, and what kind of Sith I want him to be, right? Like, and I know to some people that's not going to resonate, but to some it will. To the really nerdy, I think it will resonate. So let's poke over here, and then I'm probably gonna have to come back and poke around up here, but Republic space. A lot of this area up here, I'm realizing, is just Republic space, because Tatooine is a shared planet. But yeah, we'll follow this road, go up here. Maybe this connects, but I doubt it. It seems like there might be some kind of separation here, and I'll have to come back and go up here that way, but we'll see. I need to change the opacity for my map. It's a little too opaque. Interface editor. Something I'm gonna have to do later. I can't remember where I could change the opacity for the map. I need it just like 5 or 10% less opaque. I still want to be able to see through the map, but at the same time, right now I feel like I can't really see this map. We did get some new mail though. Outpost Solara. 172 for our archaeology. Now this is probably Republic territory as well, yeah. A lot of this area up here is just Republic territory is what I'm realizing. When we make our light side character, our Republic character, I'm sure we will come to Tatooine as well. Or on one of the light side characters if I wind up making one of every class, just to get the story of each of the classes. I'm sure we will be brought to Tatooine. The Northern Chasm. Sand People Zealot. Elite Sand People in here, be careful. This takes us to the Dune Sea. It seems like maybe we can go up here. Although that might be an area that's restricted. Yeah, it is. It's a Republic phase area. Okay. Well, he's an assassin. Alright, I think we're gonna have to head back and then go up here. Uh-oh. I'm gonna have to run through these guards. Ooh. Alright, we gotta go. These guys heard. Andronicus, come on. Leave him. That's a pretty cool buff that Andronicus puts on us. Kolto shells. He's got 6 of them on us, but whenever we take damage, we actually heal a little bit of damage back. That's really cool. We'll go up here. Follow this dirt road. Voracious womp rats. $175. I don't know what the max is on our archaeology. Okay, 600. Quite a bit, honestly. Let's send the boys out. Can I do any synth weaving? Ugh, I need more of these lost artifact fragments. Okay.
Perfection is my goal, Master.
There we go.
Laim Ufjal of Jadins.
We'll send Kem out on a mission. The Deathly Heat. Now what's left to explore? This is actually a Republic space. We can't go in there. This is that cave. I think
delivered, Master.
Over here is also Republic space, and over here is Republic space. So some of this stuff I'm just not going to be able to explore, which is fine. I'm okay with that. Let's go ahead and use our quick travel and head back to Outpost Varath. Get this on cooldown. And I don't have too much longer to play. I think we've got another maybe 10-15 minutes that I can play before I need to get ready to go to the airport, but we can at least get this quest done. Hopefully both quests, and we'll be done with all of the side quests on Tatooine, because all of this is just basically the Republic side of the map. Down here, it's the Empire side. Up here, the Republic side. But as a servant of the Empire, on this character specifically, we've explored all the Republic sides, so that's kind of cool. There's some merit to that. Alright, so we should just be able to chuck these down, like, around here, and it should reveal any droids.
I lost you there.
I don't like how spaced out they are. It's kind of annoying. Yeah, I do like having Andronicus with us, though. It's nice to have a healer. Kem is probably still better. I do like Kem's attitude, his rapport with us. Him being a tank is really nice. He can, like, CC a lot of people, pull them in. But Andronicus is nice because he just heals us, which is really, really nice. Alright, 3 more. I'm gonna guess right around here. 30-second cooldown on this thing? Come on now. AJR4. Ah, only 2. Means I'm gonna have to do it one more time. Kem comes back with some ancient artifact fragments. That's nice. Oh wow, that's quite a distance away. Alright, we'll take a speeder back to Kreskin, and then we'll take a speeder back to do the expedition into the unknown, and I think that's, hopefully, fingers crossed, our final side quest on Tatooine. We can finish it up tonight, and then next time we play, we'll either do the heroic missions on Tatooine, because we didn't do the heroic missions on the last planet we were at, even though I said we were supposed to. And now my gear is kind of falling behind a little bit. Stat-wise, it's just, you know, it's around level 32, 32, 45. Those gloves are okay, but like the gear could be better. I just need to make a mental note to myself that next time we play, to not to immediately leave Tatooine, but to spend some time doing the heroic missions. Okay, so I think it's Ridge side is where we need to go. Yep.
Travel route is confirmed.
And then from Ridge side, we'll fly back to Mos Ila, and then we need to go into this tomb at Mos Ila. The Sons of Palawa Scrapyards.
We're under attack! Drive the scum back!
Hang on one second, guys. Okay. Let's get this quest turned in. Yep, that's what say. Kreskin was over here.
The droids are out of commission.
And you have their transmitters? Excellent. Our scientists will begin reverse engineering them immediately. I appreciate your aid, my lord.
3,500 credits, 2,100 experience, or 21,000 experience, excuse me. Hit level 47, that's exciting. We got a new ability, 2 new abilities. Assassinate. 17 force, 5.9 second cooldown. Attempts to assassinate the target, dealing so-and-so damage, only usable on targets that are at or below 30% max health. Pretty cool, honestly. And then Creeping Terror. Paralyzes the target in fear, dealing 800 damage or so internally and immobilizing them for 2 seconds. So again, it's a CC and a dot baked in one, and that's pretty cool. But this is basically like an execute ability, which is really cool. I think we'll keep that on maybe T, actually. T seems pretty good. R is our big backstab. T is our assassinate. R and T right next to each other. When it comes to how I like to set up my key bindings in an MMO, I like to just have 1, 2, 3, 4, and I don't really like to press any button on my number pad past that because my fingers are almost always on W, A, and D. So I usually unbind S so I'm not back walking, because that's like one of the worst ways that you can move, and instead I do A and D as strafe right and strafe left, so that way I can always kind of like strafe, move my camera, and my fingers sit on those 3 buttons, and then I have, you know, Q as one of our buttons, E as one of our buttons, R as one of our buttons, and T as one of our buttons, as well as shift variants for all of those, because it's very easy for me, my pinky to just hit shift and then shift Q, shift E, shift R, shift T, right? But then I also use the MMO mouse for what I call like very specific abilities, right? Like interrupts, movement speed abilities, our vanish, you know, maybe some AoE stuff that I'm not always going to use, but I do like the knockback, the AoE life gain, death field, right? Our slow ability, some CC, stuff like that. I like to keep on the actual MMO mouse on the thumb, so it's like really easy to press this on the go. If I need to interrupt real quick, I just press 1. If I need to AoE real quick, just press 2, right? Need to knock them back, press 3. And then on the bottom down here is usually like cooldowns, right? So this is like a DPS cooldown, health potions on V, trinket or, you know, CC break on control V, defensive stuff on Z and X, because that's right underneath WASDA. And that way everything is like really close to each other and easy to press, and I can press it like that if I need it, right? That just comes from years and years of playing WoW, of course, but for me personally, that's how I like to do my key bindings. I don't know how some people will like reach over and press 7. It's just not comfortable. Or like 9 or something like that. This droid, apparently taken offline for reprogramming, that was way too quick to read. Okay. So I guess that droid, it had some kind of encryption to it or protection on it or something that I couldn't access it. It wasn't a proper droid. We're looking for like a salvageable Verbo brain, and I guess it didn't have one. What about this one? Uh-oh.
I am Fair One of the Sons of Palawa. You have won this battle, and I call for parley. You brutalized our keepings. Tell us why our wives and children weep, so that this feud may be honorable.
It amused me.
I thought slaughtering your people would be fun.
You truly are despicable.
That's right, baby.
You know about the Empire's expedition. Whatever you're after, you won't find it. The desert protects its own. And though we can't keep you from departing, beware Tatooine, and beware our vengeance. You've
You already
made
know.
an enemy today.
Time to die.
You won't survive long enough to get revenge.
And your bloodlust will lead to your death.
Where are they? Oh.
Take that.
Hello. CC him with our new ability. Oh, okay, so it has an unlimited cooldown, but you can only get the CC effect every 9 seconds. Interesting. I was spamming it thinking like, oh, it's not working. No, because of the dot baked into it, you can just keep spamming it over and over, but the CC only occurs every 9 seconds. It's good to know. I like that little drum track there. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go back to the cantina. And let's get ready to wrap this one up because I do need to go soon. We'll return to Darth Silthar, but hopefully that's the final side quest. Hopefully they don't give me any more chain quests following up on that. We're almost level 50, which means 30 more levels until max level, which is pretty exciting. Now, of course, we're not going to stop this character even if we hit max level before we finish the main story quest. I want to finish our story quest on every character that we make in this game, and then we'll be done with that character. Because honestly, the story is just really good in these games. I really enjoy learning, what's going on in this world, on these planets, as well as kind of like making the story of our character as we play together. It's just really, really cool. So this game, it might be one that we make multiple characters in. I know that we said we might wind up making multiple characters in Hardcore WoW, and that might be something that I go back to in the future. Right now, the Rogue, with how long that took, I'm content with that. I want to play other games, so if I dedicate a bunch of time to a character in Hardcore WoW and we wind up making all of the characters, that's just a lot of time and a lot of other games that I won't be able to play. So for the time being, I'm kind of just happy with getting the Rogue to max level in Hardcore WoW for right now. Now again, like I said, I might come back to it in the future. We might, in 3 months, in 6 months, in a year, something like that, if I'm fiending for some WoW, I might want to make another character, and we'll record it then, and slowly over time we could get all of the characters up. But for right now, I want to play other games, and SwiftTours, I'm having a good time with this, and it would be fun to learn the story of all of the characters in SwiftTours, so that might be something we do as well. I don't know, we'll see.
What's wrong, Hale? I can sense your fear.
Sorry, my lord. I'm remembering that time on Ziost, when I was buried alive.
That's good. Use that fear, Hale. Let it push you.
Guy's like he's a psychopath.
Did you bring us the droid mines?
The job is done.
I got what you wanted.
I sense we'll do incredible things together. Zerka's discovery is out there somewhere, sending ripples through the Force.
Let's get the Verbabrains analyzed, my lord. Kila.
Memory wipe destroyed the old files, but it looks like the Sons of Palawa bought the droids from Jawas.
Right. Guess that makes the Jawas our next lead to the Zerka base.
You're boring me now.
I'm still waiting to hear something useful.
You're with the Reclamation Service. This is useful.
Settle down, Kila. Even
Watch
if
your
you do have a
tone,
point.
woman.
The Jawas are one of the native species, primitive masters of machinery.
They swarm like rats during the trade season, selling droid parts and generators. Then it's back to the desert.
In my dreams, I see one band that remains in the wastes near this city. Find them. I must meditate.
Then I'll do what you can't.
While you meditate, I'll bring us a step closer to Zerka.
So much confidence. I do hope it's warranted.
Well,
Show
another
the
chain.
Vertebrates to the Jawas. See if they can't identify the source. They won't have records, but they're clever. Good hunting. Stay hydrated, stay safe, and stay cautious.
My man said, drink some water. 3,700 credits, 21,000 experience, 50 dark side points, 200 influence with Andronicus, and 200 influence with Chem. We get a garbage implant we don't really need. But yeah, we're not done on Tatooine, so at least next time we'll take the heroic quests, or heroic missions, whatever you want to call them, while we go look for this Trade Master Thint. But let's head to the cantina for now. I like logging off in the cantina when I can. I'd say we're like 10% into 47. Lord Barrow, incident with the Jawa shaman. You've acted in the interest of the Sith Order and eliminated an enemy of the Empire. Well done. The troops now laugh at the Jawa shamans, claiming their mystical powers amount to superstition and technological trickery. There are no more rumors of the Jawa's force sensitivity, and this is as it should be. The idea that such disgusting creatures could wield the might of the Sith would have been poison amongst the lower classes. We must forever remain vigilant. If the Sith are not feared, we do not deserve our position. When the Jedi are dead and the Republic is defeated, we will make a galaxy where only Sith wield power. Until then, small steps. 2,000 extra credits. Alright guys, we are going to call this one here for now. Like I said, I need to get ready to go to the airport, pick my sister up, so it's about perfect timing for us. But I want to thank you guys for hanging out. This one was a bit of a yapper, I know, but the MMO episodes are always like my therapy session where I just kind of ramble and talk to you guys about bullshit. So while we do a bunch of these side quests and learn about the world and stuff, but anyways, I'm going to try and get some more in of SwiftTour tomorrow, but if not, on my next day off. So again, I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I'll see you in the next one. Peace and love, and God bless gamers.